All right, some of the stuff we're going to do today, we're going to talk about glute chokes.
Ooh, yay.
I had somebody ask me about this about like a week and a half ago. Then I forgot about it. Then I was grappling yesterday, and I had the collar, and I was just like, oh, I was supposed to do glute chokes. And then I ended up doing it to somebody in class, and I was like, ah, yeah, that's right, I was supposed to teach this. So, hey kids, quiet down.
Anarchy!
Okay. I don't mind if they play, just, you know, no screen. So, I need a neck. I got it. Great. You get the chiropractor's neck. So, one of the first ways we're going to do it, most of the time people, they might know this from like the turtle position, but then see how we immediately went to the turtle position. We're going to actually do it on a pass. I'm going to do it facing this way, right? So, I'll pass it. Yeah. So, what ends up happening, sometimes we're able to sit up, right? Boom. And I get on the neck right here. Okay? And obviously we know which way he's going to start to pass. There's two things that I really want to pay attention to. Okay? First things first, everybody see my hand in the inside? We're feeding with our pinky closest to them, okay? So this is my feed grip, not my grip. My regular grip is going to just be like my regular collar grip, right? That we're going to feed like a guillotine. But my feed hand, which is under the arm, is going to feed it not awkwardly like this, right? We're going to feed like this. Did everybody see that? Okay. So once I get to this position, most people are going to start to drive in and pass. Before he does that, I need to make sure I pay attention to my cross face hand. So as soon as I feed the gi, as soon as I feed the gi with my hand and get the gi in here, I have to make sure that I pay attention to staying inside of the cross face, okay? So now as he starts to pass, boom, I'm going to come here and I'm going to work my way to the inside. Does everybody see how I want the opposite leg on this one? Got me? Not the same side, I want opposite leg. Once you get the grip, don't start muscling stuff. Everybody see where my hips are right now. To get him to go, I'm just going to keep my elbow down. Watch, I'm going to go step, walk, and bring him through. Okay? Obviously you can see I have an X angle right here. This is why I want this side. So when we finish this choke, I'm just going to drive in a little bit, but a lot of it happens in the hands and the pull. Okay? I want this leg, because I get his hips to face this way, I'm actually pulling his head the other way. So it has like a twister effect. If I grab the other leg, watch where his hips are. Right, see how his hips are up? I have to do all the work with the top arm. If I come here like this, his hips are facing this way, we're gonna pull his head and shoulders in the opposite direction. And all this is gonna be like, I'm just gonna kind of pull down, boom, and you're gonna get your finish, okay? I do wanna finish here. I don't wanna be here, because he's gonna find a way back out in the crook of the arm, okay? Same thing again. So maybe I sit up, boom, and I grab this, and right away as he's passing, I'm setting this up, right? Go. You see me blocking the cross face right here, right? So before he gets to try to push and flatten me out in side control, I'm gonna bring my head to the inside, and I'm gonna grab the inside of his leg here right here. Don't try to pull him like this to get him to move. I'm gonna go step walk underneath, and he'll come right through. Okay? You can bridge a little bit. We're just gonna kind of pull everything down and get our finish. Yeah.
What makes you decide to do that?
Can you show it?
Yeah, you showed it some weeks ago. If you was on over here, it's over. So what look do you to say, I'm not gonna do that?
Well, because here's the thing, like, so get that position, right? That's great if I get to keep him in the middle, right? But as soon as he's jump over to the side and start passing this, right here, right now I get weaker and weaker, and he can get heavier on that shoulder, and that turn actually makes it a little bit harder for me to do that. So good question, but he, like my underhook side where I'm gonna lift, he's passing to that side, and he's driving his shoulder and his cross face down on that side. So it's going to be a little bit harder for me to lift. If I keep him in the middle, you notice with those when we keep him in the middle, when we got here and here like this, we get this grip or we get that grip underneath. It's going to be my finish, it's going to be this way. Right? So maybe I can catch him on the turn, like we go ready, set, go, and I start to do this. I know Dion and Duma tend to do this as well. if you're one-handing that, or even if you're two-handing it and you're coming through, they're making the pass. They're gonna barrel roll. Do you know how to do the barrel roll through?
I don't know what you're saying.
So basically, obviously,
Gator roll under.
essentially, right? So he's talking about this, and then I try to beat him this way, right? And just roll, and then you know, this happens back to arm drag, right? So it's because I don't have him squared up, and he's already passive, that I would much rather go for some sort of choke finish than trying to get that sweep again. That
When you start passing, he's got that. But if you go over, now you can roll with it. What's that?
But you see, he's still got his outside hand free. So what's interesting is like when you look, he's going to be like this and start to post his arm roll. I don't have that X angle roll. I start to use the X angle when he starts to pass, right? So the more he passes, the less X angle I have on that rollover, and that's usually going to make me concerned with something else. And then those guys do that, right? They'll like roll all the way through and actually arm drag, and now I'm the guy at the bottom. So, you know, it's just time and place. It's a good technique, but not so much for the pass. That kind of answer your question? Yeah. Want to see one other one more time? Okay.
Can I speak to you after?
Yeah. Can I get a neck?
He's got a neck.
That was a good one.
He does have a point here, right? So if you got no neck, man, really work that in and get a good grip. Main thing, like you can't slack on this right here, the arm side. Right, I'll come around this way. Come around back. This, I have to make sure that I'm paying attention to keeping this arm in front of me and not letting it go to that state. Because it's going to be a lot harder for me to get my head to the inside when that happens. Right? I can even make sure he starts passing, and I'm going to already start leaning so I can get into gear like this. Okay? We're going to shoot to the back leg, and then walk. So I go walk, step, roll, and we're going to get here like this. And then obviously it's trying to do this or turn it down here. You probably saw a couple of guys online like do the same thing and like pick people up and you have them like and then they'll drop them when they're up. And it's funny because when people started doing this, the referees didn't know. And you see the referees are like, and the other guy already knows he's out. He's like, he lets it go, walks away, and the ref's like, oh, all right, I guess he's out. Like, not a lot of time to like sit there and get on. Want to try this first? Can I go? What? No, I was going to give you the other one for the turtle. It's the same thing, but I'm going to have you do this one first. Come on. I think this is a little bit trickier too, because they're getting caught in a loop choke. So I think where loop chokes got their popularity from was people kept getting past, and it wasn't being, you know, that the loop around the neck wasn't being respected. So when people found a way to be able to tie them up and do stuff like this, it really made people weary on the pass. Whereas before that, they didn't have that. People ask me, what would the no-gi version of this be? I mean, probably the punch choke that I taught before would be the next closest thing that you could do, you know, front headlock, and I'm going to come in here and I'm going to grab this grip. This is way tough. But sometimes they're not wearing gi, so you know, you're going to do what you're going to do. But this is going to be, yeah.
Would you be able to hold that with like a screwdriver if you wanted to?
Like no-gi?
Yeah, would that be kind of slippery?
Yeah, again, I'm not getting a cloth wrapped around somebody's neck,
Yeah.
which is ideal. The loop choke is that, you know, it goes all the way around the neck and I get that grip on the other side. Whereas like, you know, everybody still feels like they're going to be able to pass and deal with it when they're not tied up in the legs.
That work.
Yeah. Sure. I mean,
Jiu-jitsu doesn't work in the street. Haven't you been taught that yet?
Yeah. Oh, that's true. Yeah. If you watch all the videos, who's that big muscle guy that's all talking crap on like the UFC?
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
You know when you have that
Yeah, Wesley or something?
Yeah, she sits next to him in the videos and says nothing.
Yeah.
It's like talking shit to everybody.
No, he's an ex-con.
Oh, that's right. Well, hey, Sean, you're shooting videos, so hey, if you're ever in Rhode Island and you want to come by and and test out that jiu-jitsu doesn't work in the street, you can post this video, I'll beat you at the door. And I'll sport you the weight too. But hey, by the way, when we do it, we're punching, so. Fuck you. Like, comment, subscribe. Yeah. Give us a share and follow. Yeah. Okay, let's get some reps. I don't care if groups of 2s and 3s. Let's just try to get some reps on this. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
I have people stand up. I didn't stand up. Okay.
Okay, look, same technique, right? We might end up in some sort of like Uchimata position. I know, like, when I compete, I really like on the feet because we get a lot of like this in jiu-jitsu, and we get that sort of thing after, and you're 3 minutes into a 5-minute match or a 6-minute match, and people just stall like crazy. I like to go after the head. I like to go after the head and the feet. Like, if that happens a lot, you can use Uchimata. One of my favorite ones would be like, I'm gonna shoot, and just jump up and get on somebody's neck, right? Use it. It works on.
I'm gonna shoot.
Yeah. Well, this is the sign language for I'm gonna shoot. I just want to say it out loud. That would be awesome if I did say that out loud.
And then hit it on somebody.
However,
I'd be so confused.
anytime I can get an overhook, right? We might tie up here, go overhook. Uchimata, front headlock. I feed that right away. Okay, guess where I'm going? Yeah, I'm going right there.
Oh God.
Pretty awesome from there too, right? Because you can just, once you get that front headlock grip from the feet, like that's hard to get on it because we have the gi like wrapped around the neck. So they can't pull in, pull out. It's very hard to get posture, but most of the time they're like, okay. They need to track the bottom part of my body first, so they're not super worried about having that gi wrapped around their neck when they're standing because they feel like they can move. So slow motion, let's say we started here, right? You can do this whole thing, right? So look, we're gonna go front headlock, which is most common in jiu-jitsu. I'm just gonna give a little bit of a pull, and look, we pummel in, and we get our overhook. Right away, I'm gonna go Uchimata, a little boom, and just enough to break the posture to get to the front headlock. Feed that gi nice and tight. Slow motion. My head still needs to go in. Right, so I step this leg back, I bring my head in. We grab, we come right through.
So even though the arm is there, that's still cool.
I could care less, yeah.
Okay.
Don't care about that arm being there whatsoever.
I'll be honest, I made it worse.
It's worse.
Yeah.
It's worse. So the same thing from the turtle position. Face your butt this way. Yeah. And your inner thumb will be in this one too. Head in the hole, right? So front headlock. Feed this here. Same exact thing. I'm gonna like work on the elbow, and we're gonna come right into here. And then don't pull so much. I don't want to like leave it. All you're gonna go step on. And we're right back to the same position. Make sense? You want to try them? You already know the move. I just like, it's better when you know the technique from a bunch of different positions rather than like, ooh, I gotta get to that one spot. It's like, actually, these things are all over the place. And you can do them from like, oh, I don't normally end up there. That's fine. You're in the guard, we can do it from the guard. You're in the front headlock position, we can do it there. You're on the feet, we can do it there. There's other places, these guys would know. But you do it from anywhere else, that I can do it from anywhere, right? Like even yeah. Well, he's really good at it.
If I get a cross collar, that's it.
That's it. Yeah.
Don't take notes. Don't let him get across collar.
Yeah. Go to yourself.
He wants to tickle my feet. I got his collar. I'm dead. So he's gonna scream nothing.
I'm just gonna tap. You tickle my feet, I'll just tap or flail. I can act with a flail.
I'm pretty sure it's in the
I go from
way. Tickle feet.
yeah, black belt to white belt real fast. I just start to play like a king. Okay, let's want to try from the feet and then try from the front headlock, and then I'm going to give you one more technique that we've done before. When they're like, no, I'm not going to give you that leg, and they start stepping it back, we're going to go for a different choke with the same thing. Okay, so we got some time. Let's do it. 3, 2, 1, go.
If he rolls, I can roll with him, and as long as I come back and I beat the roll, right? So look, I'm inside the arm here. As long as you can stop them from rolling through, it doesn't matter what you grab. So kind of one more time. Esme, I'm trying to teach you. Sorry. That was a joke. That was I don't really have a home, I get a cross collar. So you can grab, I think that tournament we had a couple of years ago, I hit collar.
Outside leg.
Yeah, outside leg. So here, I can grab the outside leg. And as long as my head goes in the hole and I start pulling here, I'll get a tap. Anything from stopping the person from rolling through. Okay, if they can roll through, they're out. But if you can beat them somehow by grabbing a leg, grabbing the forearm, going under the head and stopping the arm, grabbing the hip, it all works. I know that's kind of conceptual, but like, just play with it. Grab anything. As long as you can stop them from rolling through, you can get a loop choke.
And they have to respect it.
Yeah.
Once you get that grip set in, and obviously offense and defense for this, right? Like, if you see somebody, don't keep passing, don't keep just pay attention to what's wrapped around your neck. Don't just go, whatever, I'm just gonna get side control. Like, it's probably a trick.
Yeah.
Any loop chokes, they're all tricks.
Yeah, I mean, like, I've gotten this too, like, they're kind of similar where they're passing to the outside, but are each pass. And I'll just stay here, stay up there. And I'll, like, stay here. Like, I've gotten it, like, gripping in like this. You can get, as long as I can stop him from rolling and popping his head out, like, you can loop choke it. So, like, I've literally been, like, upside down, the other way. As long as you stop their roll, you can get out.
And you notice he keeps torquing it underneath. So it's not so much he's pulling the arm,
Right.
He's winding the body, which starts that chase.
Like you're doing a clock choke, except it's a loop choke.
That's exactly what it is. Look at the line. Look at the line. That's already really tight.
So see this, so
Outside
here I'm
arm.
grabbing the arm and he can't roll. And I just torque just a little click here. And that's it. And these come on so fast, like I got put out like loop chokes. If you're caught, you're
Caught.
yeah. That.
You got one less second with the gi.
Yeah, you're gonna go out fast.
Gi to no gi. You're like, oh, I got an extra. What happened? You don't have an extra second.
Why are you still in the phone?
Yeah, why is the whole class going down to these people laughing stuff? Wait, where's my somebody? Who is it, Mike? Is it my dad is there? Oh shit. What's going on?
The first time I got put out, I was like, Tim's and Jimmy. I woke up, I got with Jimmy, and he's like looking over me. He's like, hey, buddy. Did you go see The Wizard of Oz?
Yeah. You know, was it you? Like, you don't even remember it. You go, oh yeah.
Which one y'all
Thanks for sharing
That's
that.
it, yeah.
Appreciate it. Any other questions on this? Okay. Try to put it into your game. You know, and it doesn't have to, like Andrew was saying, it doesn't have to just be from that one position. Like, try to set it up as many. You got 1, 2.
No, it's good, because even when it's the same concept, like so you got that pedal straight out, and you got your grip in here, and everything else. Even if you're taking, try to run them down, and then you sit through it again, you can show them who you're walking right under at that point, right from there. You know, like a lot of the things that you're doing in a natural game already, you just have to chain jiu-jitsu together at that point. You can do a blend of like a wrestling style, but then also you got grips that you can mess with. That's the nice like hybrid version of them all in a sense like that. To catch it while you're in motion at that point. Yeah. Well, because I look at loop choke as not only just like the one angle, it's like the whole game all around, even from like going bow and arrow, and taking the back with like the half Nelson. I did this one last Saturday. I bring here like this, you know. You got here and here, bringing the elbow right down, and then I'll purposely straighten out this leg right here so they take that angle, and I'm already catching right underneath the X grip right there, and then worst case scenario, I can just follow them right up. You have everything the same.
Yeah.
You know, it's not just one dimension of like just from the front, it's the whole circle the way I look at it at that point right from there.
Your best bet, like all these guys are saying here, is yes, learn new techniques, but get that grip and then add it to your game that you're playing right now. Because that's where it's going to become yours. And what I really like about that is this is where innovation happens. Whereas we talk about 20 different ways and you find the 21st because you do something different in your game. And we're all like, I didn't actually see that one there. Oh, awesome. Let's hit that one too. And then what I always like to say is like when somebody gets a technique like that, like, I can't wait to say that thing that Andrew does. That thing that Dan does. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, goes, yeah, that son of a bitch. You always like, good. That's what you want, right? You want to have that kind of thing that in your game that just it fits you like a glove. It's you. I mean, for me coming up back in the day, it was probably like 10-finger guillotine, and then it was like, you know, Japanese necktie, and it was like, it was all these things that people really weren't doing. And then the best part about that is they're not doing it, so they're not aware of how bad they're in it until it's over. And with these loop chokes, you've got even less time. You got even less time. So, you know, definitely toy around with it and add it to your game. Thanks guys for adding in your 2 cents. I really appreciate that. It's good to have all the black belt series in class. Anybody else have any questions? All right, I'm going to move to Matt's. Feel free to do whatever you like if you gotta go. Thanks for being here. If not, maybe I'll see you tonight. Appreciate it.